Alright, so this is a overview slash, I guess it's slightly like a review video of the Spectre EVO by HOM Design. And originally I was going to do an unboxing video, and when I recorded that video I found, it wasn't very interesting because it's just like all the other knives. It comes with this HOM Design box and the stick, the paper it comes with. And of course the free toilet paper. Thank you, Jerry. So I'll put that over there. So I'm just going to describe the differences between the EVO and the original Spectre. And of course, probably the first thing you notice is that it's not bead blasted. So there's 4 versions. There's blue, teal, or green, like this one, purple, and the two-tone gold flats and purple, accents. So I chose this one. And the other biggest difference would probably be the pocket clip and the two-tone acid wash satin blade. It did come oiled, which is very nice of them. But I just want to talk about some of the things about this knife. And the first thing will probably be that the finish is extremely nice. The anodization is perfect. It's spotless. And of course, like all of Jerry's knives, the bushing system is it's you can't beat it. There's just I'm trying to wiggle it and there's just really no handle play. I mean, there's no blade rub either, which is incredible. I mean, look how close that blade comes to the edge there. It's really well done. And of course, it swings just as freely as any other knives. It is a tang pin driven knife, so the tang pins are up here. And it seems like a lot of people really enjoy the fact that they're accented darkly, kind of similarly to the blade, but I don't think it's the same process. Probably my favorite thing about the Spectres is that it uses T8 spacer screws, and not just T8 spacer screws, it uses double-ended T8 spacer screws, so you can never get that spinning bullshit. And it's wonderful to take apart. I've never had issues with it. So one thing that I did want to point out that I'm still not a fan of is Jerry's his latch. And the latch is the same on all of his knives, except for the Arashi, of course. And the reason why I'm not a big fan of it is because it marks it really easily when you close it, like here, right? It actually ends up scratching the latch really easily. So repeatedly opening it and closing it will end up marking up the latch, and you can actually see just from 3 or 4 times. That's what happens when there's so much contact. So I wish he made the latch just a little bit smaller so it wouldn't rub the sides so much. But other than that, the lockup is great, and it does a perfect job of locking up both on the closed and open position. Another thing is the pocket clip, which is a really nice addition for people who want to EDC it. One thing I thought was kind of strange is that the pocket clip has the finish is just. I mean, the knife has so many different finishes. It's just a little bizarre to me because the latch is satin. This is acid wash. It's kind of feels like it's all out over the place, but it does the job, and it's a small detail that I'm sure everybody will look over except for me. But probably my favorite part of the entire knife would have to be this really cool solution that Jerry did to solve the tip collisions that the original Spectres have. Now, Jerry, claimed that only a handful of people had issues with tip collisions, but my argument would be that the people who didn't complain about it didn't flip their Spectres, because the majority of people, or all the people I talked to, had issues with the tip breaking off because it would collide with the spacer. But Jerry's genius solution was to mill out just a small part right there. Hope I can zoom in. See, there we go. He milled out just a tiny bit, just a small bit inside there, so that the tip wouldn't hit there no matter what. So I'm sure it'll work great. I'm sure I won't have any issues with the tip breaking on this knife. And I guess the last detail is the blade. The blade is, again, two-tone acid wash. And it's L-Max this time. So L-Max in comparison to the Spectre's, or the original Spectre's S35VN. I don't know which one's better. I mean, I'm not really blade savvy. Steel savvy, I mean. But it does look great, and it is extremely sharp. All of Jerry's knives always come really sharp. Only thing I could really complain about is it doesn't come with a choil right there at the bottom. Usually some knives they have choils, and it makes it a lot easier to sharpen. I'll show you the Arashi really quickly. I'll probably do a overview knife on this. This is a Bally Ballistic HOM Mid-Tech. There's a choil right there, so it's easier to sharpen. Right, see that? And compare it to this one right here. Doesn't have that. Doesn't have that. It's just straight, and you can see where the sharpening begins. It just doesn't look very clean to me. But that's a small detail. Overall, it's